What if Otherworld was in Dragon Ball Z Final Stand? Let's get to that subject right now. Alright everybody, so I already know that you guys know what Otherworld is. Otherworld is basically the place where people go when they are no longer alive in the Dragon Ball universe. So, Goku went to Otherworld, and you could call Otherworld Underworld, Other Side, the Cosmos, anything like that. Like, people say Netherworld, that's more of like a Minecraft thing, but hey. Otherworld is a place that anybody from any universe goes to when they're dead, and this is a video on why I think it could be added to Dragon Ball Z Final Stand, guys. So, Otherworld, it contains heaven, hell, it contains like King Kai's planet, everything like that. The what's it called, the Grand Kai as well, his planet's there too. King Yama also has a station there where he manages everything. There's also Snake Way, and then like the Queen or Princess Snake or whatever. There's a lot of stuff in Otherworld that could be added that could make Dragon Ball Z Final Stand so much more fun if it is added to the game. Alright guys, so the first topic at hand is basically what Otherworld is and what it could be added, like what could be in this update if it were to happen. So Otherworld has King Kai's planet. Now King Kai, if they were to add King Kai's planet, that would be so great because guess what? He could literally teach you, like Kaioken if your race doesn't have that form, or like some other move transformation that would be so sick. He would be a great person to learn moves from, or maybe get some sort of training from. That way the players can level up a little bit and get some fun from that. And then also there's King Yama Station. That'll be a cool quest to get from him. Maybe you have to go down to hell and everything, fight some mobs because of him, because he's like, oh, people escaped, and you fight those mobs. King Yama would be a great NPC to have to give you daily quests for Otherworld. And then there's also, guys, Snake Way, the snake path that is in Otherworld. You guys know what this is. It's that really long path that Goku had to like run/fly through and everything to get to King Kai's planet. Now this path would be really great to add to the game because guess what? If it were added, you don't know, I don't know if you know this, but so many quests could be added because you could just be walking alongside it and you see like a quest giver right there, like onto your right. And then you keep walking, you see another quest giver, another quest giver, and another quest giver. Snake Way has so many opportunities for it to be a great way for the players to not only like train, to get quests, and visit new areas like that one Princess Snake. If she could be stationed somewhere near Snake Way, they could literally just walk up to her, get quests from her, maybe fight her as an NPC and stuff like that. That will be freaking sick too. And then guys, the next thing I want to talk about is the whole heaven hell concept. Now, heaven, everybody knows what it is. That's not really that important to this subject, so I'm just going to ignore that. You can just define it yourself. But hell in the Otherworld is actually something that could be added that is really cool, guys. So, if hell was added, imagine what the players could do. They could fall through the clouds of Otherworld, go to hell, and then they fight mobs like ogres, they fight mobs like Janemba, they might fight mobs like Frieza, then also Cell, maybe the Ginyu Force as well. That would be nice to fight them as well. You could also fight evil android versions of the androids and everything. That would be pretty cool, because if you were to go down there, you could fight like devils, demons, ogres, and stuff like that that are canon to the Dragon Ball series. And then you could also add non-canon forms if that's what Snake wants to do. So many things could be added if Otherworld was down there and you go to hell to fight mobs, because that would be a great way to gain EXP, just fighting the mobs you've already defeated before. Now, it's been noted that the mobs are a lot weaker, like half weaker. They only have half their power when they're in like Otherworld. But the thing is, I don't think Snake really needs to keep that in mind. He can just make them stronger and stuff like that. That way the player gets a lot more of a challenge when fighting them. That way it's a little bit more fun. Now guys, I explained Snake Way a little bit, what mobs could be added, but something I really want to focus on is another PvP aspect that could be introduced to the game. Now I've said this constantly in other videos. Oh, I'm going to talk about Otherworld, I'm going to talk about a new PvP mode that could be added because of Otherworld. Now this is the PvP mode, guys. In Otherworld, there is a martial arts tournament, or a tournament that happens between each of the sides, the north, east, south, and west. All the Kais get their best fighters, and they all fight. This was introduced in the Janemba movie, guys. Fusion Reborn had this tournament in which like the fighters all fought each other. We had characters introduced like Pikkon, we had Goku fight Pikkon, which was freaking cool to be honest, because Pikkon's one of the greatest characters to ever be introduced to Dragon Ball Z. I love his moveset, it's so cool. He has this like windmill kick that is so sick. Maybe I'll show a little like image or gif right now, but that was like one of my favorite moves in Dragon Ball Z, and it would be so sick for that move to be added, because imagine if this like version of the game in which if he added this, you could learn that move from like maybe King Kai could teach you moves that are specific to the Otherworld, so you can only get it from King Kai if you go to Otherworld, and that would be pretty cool to add, because guess what, the player could learn moves that aren't already in the game, so that would be freaking cool, guys. Now some of you might be wondering, how am I gonna get to Otherworld? It's not really possible by dying, because we die quite a bit in the game, but guess what, the best way to get to Otherworld, this is the best way, is Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo is your best way to get into Otherworld, because guess what? Mr. Popo and Corn are both from Otherworld, and they're living in the Earth because they're helping out the god or the kami of the Earth, which is great actually, because if you were to go to Mr. Popo, he doesn't do anything in the game right now. If you were to go to him, he could literally send you there by like just making you have a level requirement, and you get teleported to there like another universe, and you experience everything that has to offer. It would be great to have that, guys. Imagine having Mr. Popo sending you there, and maybe Corn could send you there too, but Mr. Popo would be the perfect one to send you there because he's an NPC that does literally nothing in the game, and he's very easy to find, so any player could literally find him without trying. Now, another thing that I want to focus on, guys, is if there should be a level requirement to enter Otherworld. Do you think there should be a level requirement? Tell me in the comment section down below. I don't think there should be one, but if there were to be one, I think the level requirement should probably be like level 150 or higher. That way, like, new players don't just go in there and get free EXP, but 150 would be a great way for players to get EXP, because after you go to Namek and everything, it's really difficult to level up every single day. So going to Otherworld once you're level 50 would be a really great way, because once you defeat the Frieza quest, do a bunch of daily quests and everything, you get to about level 160, 150 without the double EXP, which allows you to go to Otherworld, which then allows you to get to space within maybe the next like day or two. And then once you're in space, you could go back to Otherworld, do the daily quest, go to Namek, do the daily quest, go to space, do the daily quest, and then you get the future. You repeat that process, and you could do the Tournament of Power. Then you get to level 500, then you raise your level cap, and you buy all that Zenny and stuff like that. And then, if you watched my other video, you could get the Mastered Ultra Instinct if it's added to the game. That's a possibility. It's not really like gonna happen in my opinion, but it's a possibility, guys. So, what do you think? Do you think players should have a level requirement? If there is one, I think it should be level 150. I really don't think there should be a level requirement in general, because I think it's a little bit unfair to players to have to require them to be level 150 in order to enter Otherworld or something like that. But hey, 150 seems reasonable to me. What do you think, guys? Okay, guys, so I wanted to get back to the topic of the whole tournament thing. I briefly explained it, but I think I need a little bit more depth so you guys can understand it. So, what happened was the North, South, East, and West Kais all got like their best warriors, and they put them to fight each other. Now, if this was introduced to the game, I mentioned this in my other PvP video, but if this was like in the game, I think it would be very, very fun. Just be like its own tournament of power system in which you just fight different NPCs, all of them from the same universe as you, Universe 7. That way you can fight NPCs like PyCon, all the humans and everything from the other side of the universe and everything like that. The residents of Otherworld would be fighting as well, so it'd be pretty cool to fight them. There'd be a lot of warriors to fight. And plus you'd be fighting like Goku and stuff like that, PyCon, all of them. It would be really, really fun to fight every single one of these. Although it would be really difficult to come up with movesets for them for Snake World. I doubt he'd do it because of that. But hey, it'd be fun to just maybe make it like a melee only combat thing, because that'll be pretty fun too. Depends on what you guys think. If you like that, guys, comment it down below telling me you like it, and tell me what you think it should be like, because I think it'd be really fun. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the whole concept that happened in Dragon Ball Z. So, in Dragon Ball Z, if you die in like the Earth, if you have a kami, like the kami on Earth, if you die and there's a kami on Earth, you keep your body when you go to Otherworld. But if you die on a planet with no kami, then you don't keep your body in Otherworld. So I think Snake should probably ignore that whole concept. That way the player can save themselves when they go to Otherworld, if they do go there. And plus, even if they go there, I don't think they'll be dying. I think they'll be alive the entire time. I think it'll just be like, hey, Mr. Popo's taking you there so you can explore it or talk to King Yemo or something like that. Stuff like that will be pretty fun, because I think the problem with the whole like dying concept is that players don't really want to die and go to Otherworld, so it'd be really unfair to them. And plus, it'd be really fun to just be alive the entire time, because we already have the ability to like wear an accessory that's a halo. So there's really no point in adding a halo into the game if you die, because then again, we can already put it on while we're alive. So just ignore that, because that'd be pretty weird to add, you know what I'm saying? So another thing I want to talk about is the whole concept of what NPCs you could fight. You could fight Frieza, you could fight Cell, you could fight the androids, you could fight things like maybe Janemba. Janemba. You could fight Janemba as well, all in hell and everything like that. Maybe Kid Buu if you really wanted to add Kid Buu as an NPC. Super Buu as well could work, or maybe like a version of Majin Buu. And then you could also fight Goku Black because he's basically dead. And then also Zamasu, that'll be freaking cool to fight too. And just a bunch of the evil stuff. But also like maybe like the cloned Vegeta, that would be pretty cool to fight, because the cloned Vegeta would be a good NPC to fight the duplicate Vegeta. Maybe he'd be in Otherworld and maybe you could fight him. And maybe Dobura as well, the Majin version of Dobura. And then also maybe Babidi. Babidi would be pretty cool. And then Dr. Gero and the other androids that he made would be cool. Emperor Pilaf as well would be pretty cool to add into Otherworld. That way you could fight maybe some like mecha type people and stuff like that. That would be freaking cool to add in my opinion. Another NPC that would be cool to fight, although this is not so much canon, I don't know if you guys want this, but future Beerus. The version in which the universe, like where the parallel timeline in which Goku actually died from the heart virus, imagine fighting that version of Beerus, because he never really got the vision of Goku or the Super Saiyan God, so he never really sought out Goku, and with that he probably got killed while he was asleep by like, what's his name, Zamasu or something like that. That would be pretty cool to have that NPC in Hell or like in Otherworld in general, that you could fight him. Alright guys, so I hope you did enjoy that video. I'm going to be ending the video now. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you're new, subscribe, like the video as well, join my Discord chat and Roblox group, and follow me on Twitter. And till then, it's been your boy Roball, and I'm signing out now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.